What's going on, guys? Welcome to my Gamecube teardown video. So we're gonna see what's inside this Gamecube, and you guys can follow along, or if you're just here to watch it, grab some popcorn and enjoy. I've got a Gamecube model number DOL001 USA, which has the digital video out. I picked this up off eBay for 15 bucks, so really good deal. The only thing I noticed was this right here is a little broken, but fully tested the console. Everything works, all the ports, memory card slot. This button's a little sticky, but it works, reads the games. I was trying out Smash Bros right now. And if you're wondering what kind of tools you'll need, you will need a Nintendo security driver, screwdriver, which is the 4.5 millimeter. Don't get it confused with the 3.5, which this one is. Let's see if we can focus there. This one is used for like NES games or Super Nintendo. It's a little bit smaller. Anyways, and probably a set of screwdrivers, Phillips, and a little bigger one. So let's get to it. The Gamecube is actually very simple to open up. There's 4 screws down here in each corner, so we're gonna go ahead and take those out real quick. So once you remove all 4 screws, all you have to do now is pull on the upper shell of the Gamecube, and you will have access to the Gamecube. Now, if you want to clean these buttons, they're very simple to pull out just by pressing these 2 latches on the corners and then pushing the button down. The reset button has some screws, these 2 right here, that you would have to remove, but nothing too difficult. Okay, the next thing we're gonna do is pull the controller port out. There's 2 little latches here. You just pull on them and be very careful because there's a ribbon cable right here. Same thing for the back. It's a little dirty, but 2 little latches here on each side. Pull on it and that simply comes out. It's a little dirty. Gonna clean that out. Now the next thing we're gonna do is disconnect the power. I will be removing the power switch and the fan together, and I'm gonna use this system as parts, so I'm gonna tear pretty much all of it apart. Now to remove the optical drive, we have to remove the fan first, so let's get to it. There's 2 screws, one right here. And then you simply just pull it out. And since we disconnected the power, we're able to get the fan out. You might want to clean it and put it back together. Alright, here comes the fun part. Getting the optical drive out. There is a lot of screws, like 10,000 screws. There's 3 right here. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 on the back side. And we have like 100 on this side, actually 5. We got to remove all these, and then we have 4 smaller screws on the front side. So I'm gonna disconnect the ribbon because I'm gonna take that apart. So this is what the control port looks like. This is fully functional. This is the reset button. And it's a little dirty. I'm gonna clean all these parts. All right, so let's get to taking all the screws out. You might want to keep all these screws in a container. I actually have another set that I have in a bag. Okay, now that we removed all the screws, we should be able to just pull this upward and make sure don't touch the lens, because then we can damage it. Now these right here do come off and can get lost. Now if you want to remove the disk drive from this metal shield, there are some screws here on the bottom that you can remove and then have it separately. And there's probably, yeah, I see some dust down there. I don't know if you guys can pick that out. Not a lot, but something you might want to clean. Now we have access to side A of the motherboard. This is a really cool motherboard, I think, in my opinion. Now there are 6 screws on the heatsink. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I was thinking the really cool thing about this design is that the fan is on this side. So it blows the air or pulls the air, I'm not sure which way it goes. And then it removes the heat because it just goes right through it. So really cool design. Okay, so now I'm gonna attempt to remove the heatsink, but I noticed something. That screw in the middle looks like it's been stripped, so it's been tampered with. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to remove it, but we're gonna try. Okay, so I got one more screw to remove, which has been stripped, but I'm gonna see if I can get it out. I do have an extra set of all these screws, so I'm probably gonna replace them. Alright guys, well unfortunately I was unable to remove this at the moment. I'm gonna have to spend some time and try and get that screw out, which is a bummer because this is a good motherboard, everything was working. But luckily for you guys, I do have another Gamecube that's already been opened. Now this one right here has a bad motherboard or video out. I still gotta figure out what's wrong with it. This one I've already removed the screws. And if we pull this heatsink out, there's some thermal paste. We can actually see the CPU. Very close up. Now, the issue I was having with this is that I was testing out the capacitors and I think one of them's shorting out, so I gotta figure out what's going on here. and I don't have component cables, so I can't test out the digital video out. So this is side A. And once you remove all these screws, that's what's holding the motherboard in place. You simply want to pull it up. There's a connector right here that's connecting to the power on the bottom. If we flip it, we have side B, which you can tell right there. So this is the bottom side of the Gamecube's motherboard. That's the only issue this one had, was the video out. Now to remove this bottom piece, we got 2 screws right here, and I went ahead and put these screws back on this one so I wouldn't lose them. But let's take them off for the video really quick. Okay, once you remove all the screws, all you want to do is pull this up, and this one's actually kind of dirty too. Then you have access to this board on the bottom, which has 4 screws if you want to remove it. I'm not going to remove it. There's a 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that one is actually in good condition, so I'm going to leave it there. But that is pretty much a complete teardown of the Gamecube. I'm a little bummed on that right there. Can't believe they stripped that screw. One thing with what you want to do is put some force. Don't like press really hard, but put some force while you're like removing or installing screws. That way you don't strip it like that. But I'm sure this is still in working conditions. I'll just put the screws back on, or I'm going to attempt to remove it, but if it takes too long, I'm just going to keep moving forward. This thing is like filthy down there. So that's pretty much the complete teardown of the Gamecube, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any problems with your Gamecube, maybe leave a comment, and if I can't help you with the issue, maybe somebody else in the comments can help you out. What was I gonna say? Yeah, if you want to see another console teardown, let me know in the comments down below. I might be able to do like a DS Lite or maybe a Wii. Who knows? We'll see you guys next time. Don't forget, hit that like button. Really help me out. And I will put a link to in the description to the security screwdrivers if you guys are interested. Remember, this is the 4.5mm and the 3.5mm is for cartridges. And then we have the tri-wing, which, if we can get it to focus, that is more for the Wii. I think the Wii U. I haven't opened the Wii U, but I know the DS needs this one, and the Wii for sure. It's pretty much 3 edges, tri-wing. See you later.